Nation, welcome to the Duza Bear Digest for Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. On this day in 1791, the British Parliament passed the Constitutional Act of 1791, splitting the old province of Quebec colony into Upper Canada and Lower Canada. Lower Canada would eventually be renamed Quebec, while Upper Canada would become Ontario and therefore the center of the universe. And on this day in 1881, Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Edison formed the Oriental Telephone Company, which was licensed to sell telephones in Greece, Turkey, South Africa, India, Japan, China, and other Asian countries. Yeah, that's back when the Orient was every place that wasn't the old world of Europe or the new world of America. It's also National Opposite Day, a room of one's own day, and Irish Coffee Day. Does a bear like Irish coffee? Heck yeah! And now, this. In 1988, when Ontario's minimum wage was $7.65 an hour, my head writer's girlfriend went to the University of Toronto and had to share the basement unit of a partitioned old home in North York that she needed a roommate for because the rent was $1,600 a month plus utilities. Minimum wage is now $15 an hour here. That same unit is renting for $2,400 a month, but you can get from the center of Mississauga to downtown Toronto now by transit in almost the same amount of time it took her just to get across Toronto back then. And that's because transit infrastructure has improved in the last years. The rent for this apartment is just shy of $1,500 a month, utilities included. In 1988, that would equal $650 a month all in. And while each generation always has to get creative to make it work, the only advantages she had that a young person doesn't now is she could have defaulted on her student loans without declaring bankruptcy. Thanks a lot for closing that loophole in 1989, conservatives. But the disadvantage she had included really expensive per-minute communications, no internet or mobile phones, and all that made finding the best deal on apartments or even travel alternatives a time-consuming nightmare no one born in the last 30 years can ever understand. I'm not saying youth shouldn't voice their concerns or that minimum wage is livable, but the parents of my head writer were forced to an apartment or rented rooms in boarding homes until they got established. My head writer's generation had roommates or boarded at other people's homes until they got married, which is just another form of getting a roommate. A single person living alone before they were in their late 20s was something that only the very wealthy families had. So when today's young adults talk about being able to step out into the world and being paid enough to immediately be self-sufficient right from the get-go, well, that's never been realistic, nor should it be. And while I applaud improving them, particularly at the expense of the richest 10%, it's not wages that are the problem in society. It's the expectations. And that's today's Duza Bear Digest. See you tomorrow.